Hey kids, time for bedtime story. The Spooky Sleepover by Monsters Incorporated. Written from a book of Walt Disney. Now, if you haven't got a copy, you can go to the library, your local library, which I recommend. Take a friend, take your parents, go to the library, read a book. You can even have reading story time. If you're not near a library, you can always get one at a bookstore, or you can go online. Have your parents get you a book of monsters. BarnesandNobles.com, and it's based on the movie Monsters Incorporated. Carrying on, let's get started. It was a quiet morning at Monsters Incorporated, and James P. Sullivan, also known as Sully, was catching up on paperwork. He smiled. He revived his monthly lab reports, and Monsters Incorporated was the monster's job to go to the human world and make kids laugh. The laughs were used as energy for the city of Monstropolis. It had been Sully's idea, and now he was president of Monsters Incorporated. He was glad everything was going so well. See Sully looking at the desk? Suddenly the phone rang. "Hello," said Sully. "It's dispatch," said the voice on the other line. "The annual slumber party at Little Shannon Brown's house. Waxford is out sick. We need a replacement." "I'll get on it." "Right on it," replied Sully. He knew that there would be lots of kids at the party, and he wanted to make sure he had monsters there to tell jokes and capture a laugh. So he thought about who to send. He wanted to put his best monsters on the case. He smiled to himself. Who better for the job than his one-eyed pal? Mike Wazowski. Mike was a Monsters Incorporated top laugh collector. He would make anyone laugh, so he knew he'd be a friend to be perfect for the job. Mike was in the locker room getting ready for work. He had just finished putting his contact lens, which was the size of his, when Sully walked in. Sully explained the situation. "I'm your man," Mike said confidently. "Great," Sully explained. Whistling, he went back to his office to finish his lab reports. You see that? Mike and Sully. Locker room. "Piece of cake," Mike said as the door slid in the station on the lab floor. "One joke and I'll collect enough energy for the year." Then Mike opened the door and walked through the closet in Shannon Brown's room. It was empty. "Uh-oh. Hello," Mike called. He looked around the room. He peeked under the bed, but there was no one there. Some party, he thought. I wonder where everyone is. Maybe I should go back. Just as Mike started to walk toward the closet, he heard the sound of laughter. You see that? Hiding under the bed. "All right, now we're in business," Mike exclaimed. "Kids, prepare to laugh." Just then thunder cracked across the sky, and a flash of lightning lit up the dark room. Mike jumped. If there was nothing he didn't like, it was a thunderstorm. You kids don't like thunderstorms. What do? You hide under the bed, hide under the blankets, hope it goes away. I remember those days when I was your age. "I'm okay. I'm fine," Mike shouted. Then he ran to the closet door to return to the factory. Oh no, what could it be? A monster in the closet? What could it be? What could it be? Mike jiggled the doorknob, but it's just open in the closet, not the lab floor. Monsters Incorporated. There was no way out. Mike soon realized that lightning must have struck the door and broken it. Don't panic," he told himself, his voice shaking. He knew he had to find the slumber party. Another closet door, fast. Otherwise, who knew how long he'd be stuck there. See that? Mike took a deep breath and headed into the dark hallway. He was sure he'd laughter coming from somewhere. Now all he had to do was find it. As he started walking, the floor made a noise beneath him. Creak. The hallway floor was creaking. Halfway down the hallway, Mike stopped and looked around. There were some paintings on the wall that looked very creepy. They were paintings on the walls that looked very creepy. They gave Mike goosebumps. He was pretty sure the people in the paintings were staring right at him, and the winds stopped, following him, creaking. I've got to get out of here, Mike muttered to himself as he continued down the hallway. Then he saw something and froze. What could it be? Mike couldn't believe his eyes. Sitting at the end of the hall was a large furry creature with fangs. It was painted heavily. "Oh, man," he cried. "Am I ever glad to see a fellow monster around here?" Taking a deep breath, Mike started to walk closer to the door. "Creator!" Just as he did, the creature knocked him down. For a creature, Mike screamed, "Dog breath!" Mike hated dogs. He pushed the dog off him and ran as fast as he could into a nearby room. He slammed the door shut. He was safe for now. See the doggy jumping on him out of nowhere. Meanwhile, back at Monsters Incorporated, Sully was working on the last floor. The floor manager came running over Sully. "Sully," he shouted, "Mike still hasn't returned from the slumber party. He had never been gone this long." When Sully went to check on the door, he discovered it wasn't working. That meant Mike was trapped in the Shannon's brown house. "Uh-oh," said Sully. "We've got to get Mike out of that closet. I can't believe he's stuck." Sully brought in maintenance crew to figure out how to fix the door. Together, the monsters pulled out all the levers and pushed all the buttons on the door to try and get it to open properly. See them trying their best to get him out? And that didn't work. Sully read his emergency manuals. He and the other monsters tried everything they could. After a few hours, the door made a clicking sound. It was working now. It would open in a different room at Shannon's house. The monsters cheered. Back in the house, Mike walks in the bathroom. Ouch! The green monster squealed as he tripped on a yellow rubber ducky and went rolling across the floor. Finally, Mike crashed into the wall and stopped. Then he heard a lot of giggling from down the hall. Mike did not like the sign. "This assignment, or is this house?" But he was determined to find the part. So he lifted himself off the floor and followed the laughter. But when he found the right door and opened it, it was quiet. Slowly, Mike entered the dark sunny room. All of a sudden, a light went on. Mike jumped. Shannon Brown and all her friends started roaring with laughter. They thought Mike looked funny sneaking into his room. Do you see that? Mike was so frightened that he couldn't stop yelling. At that exact moment, the closet door opened and Sully burst in the room. When he heard Mike, he started screaming. Then he and Mike jumped toward each other and hugged together. The girls at the slumber party laughed and laughed. A big blue monster with purple spots hugging a one-eyed little green monster was one of the funniest things they had ever seen. Mike and Sully looked at each other and smiled. Then Mike jumped to the floor and they both took a bow. The kids cheered. "Look, as if our work is done." "Here," Sully said. He and Mike headed through the closet door and back to the Monsters Incorporated laugh floor. They had filled so many canisters with laugh that Mike was named the top laugh collector that day. "I was never scared for a second," and said Mike, hoping Sully would believe him. "Me neither, buddy." Sully replied, his big furry fingers crossed behind his back. "Me neither." The end. Soon leaving and back to Monsters Incorporated. Now, what do y'all do when you get scared and there's a lightning storm? Do you hide under the covers like Sully, his friend did? Or do you come out and tell yourself that it's not so scary after all with the lights on? Amazing what happens when you turn the lights on and there's nobody there. There's no monsters in the closet. But when you turn the lights off, you kind of wonder, is the closet door closed? Whatever shall we do? You can tell yourself, like my grandma once told me, when you see lightning and you see thunder rolling, kaboom, that rattling sound on the window as it rains, that's just Mickey Mouse playing his drums up in them clouds. It'll be alright. You sleep. But first, say your prayers. He's always looking out for you. God's always looking out for you when you least expect him to. Keeping you warm, keeping you safe all over the world. And read a book. A real one. Alright? May God keep you. Say your prayers. May God keep you safe night and day. May God watch over my soul as I lay. May all your dreams come true from my heart to you. Stay warm, stay positive, especially those who want parents or looking for parents. God bless you. Much love. I hope you find parents that are worthy of you. See you next week, kids. Stay warm. I'm always here, always around to care, and I hope this brings you a sense of comfort knowing that you're not so alone in